you can so much and connect with so many new friends and also support person and organizations that can help you throughout the journey for the next year and the upcoming years that are coming with your 3-0 Club journey. But to start off this event, I want to call up Faatiha Aayat, the CEO of YY Ventures and the trustee of 3-0 Trust on the stage to kick us off for the event. Please welcome.
Thank you so much. Before I start, I want to share my gratitude to Ankita and Deepti, who's at the back of the room. Hi. Because these two have worked really hard to put this event together. So thank you so much for your hard work. Not just for the event that you run, but also expanding our global project to 58 countries now. That's amazing. So thank you so much for doing that work. My role is just to be your host for today. It is my pleasure to welcome you all, maybe for the first time for some of you, at Impact Hub Dhaka. So I'm really happy to be your host. So please let me know if I can do anything to make your time here more enjoyable. But my message to you today is get to know each other in this room, right? Like some of you are old faces, participants of our previous programs, but today this gathering is basically a connection, a space for kind of building new connections for any work that you want to do for youth development and community service, right? You have heard about many of our 3-0 members doing amazing work across the world. In Philippines in June earlier this year, I met amazing kids working on recycling waste to creating soup out of amazing ideas. I can go on and on about it, but I really want to hear from you all today. People who will be speaking at the panels, people who will be who I'll be meeting in the networking sessions. So I really look forward to getting to know you and learning about your work, because there's a lot of opportunities that we have that we want to kind of offer to you and engage more young people across Bangladesh. One example, and I think Arif is here today, is our Orange Corners program, which is for young entrepreneurs who have already set up a business and want to scale up, right? So we have amazing programs that are already in place and we want to offer that to you. So please talk to us more if you're interested. In terms of youth engagement, there is lots of initiatives happening across. Right now we have an internship application period going on. So if you want to work with us, you're most welcome to do so. I look forward to learning about each and every one of you through the course of this event and even beyond. So please, say hi when we're, out of this conference space in the cafe, and we would love to talk more. With that, I'll pass it back to Ankita. Thank you so much for hosting this event and for giving me the space.
But yes, over here at YY Ventures, we really emphasize on empowering the youth. And like we know, 3-0 Club is about the youth. And today we have a very special youth with us who has met Professor Mohammed Yunus, the Chief Advisor of the Interim Government of Bangladesh at the UNGA Assembly, the UN General Assembly this year. So put your hands together for Faatiha Aayat.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to stand before you today. Representing both the urgency and the hope we all carry for a better world. My name is Faatiha Aayat, and since the age of 7, I've had the privilege of speaking at various global platforms, such as the United Nations, the ECOSOC Chamber, Harvard University, etc., as a child rights activist and climate campaigner. For me, growing up in New York and being exposed to quality education has opened my eyes on the various opportunities and disparities that exist globally. Professor Mohammed Yunus has asked me to return to Bangladesh to create a new example of change, one that can counteract the brain drain. When I met him in New York after my speech at the United Nations regarding the oppression and the subjugation that he faced from our previous government, his words inspired me to think of ways that I could contribute to a stronger, self-sufficient Bangladesh, and to help build a generation that stays to strengthen the roots of our home country. I accepted the reverse brain drain idea I have come back to Bangladesh to work for the country, from the country. Each step of my journey has only reinforced what we're all here to support, a foresight of a world where everyone is free from unemployment, poverty, and net carbon emissions, which is the ultimate 3-0 vision. Apart from running my own organization named CHILD, which stands for Climate, Health, Information, Learning, and Development, you will be glad to know that I have also started a new organization, which is called the Global Zero Network, where me and my team will be working to meticulously remove all the negative SDGs from our society. Whether it's poverty, hunger, illness, illiteracy, emission, or inequality, the fight for SDGs is more than just an agenda to me. It's personal. Each statistic represents real people I've met, real communities I've visited, and real people and real dreams whose dreams deserve to be preserved and realized. In countries around the world and in the faces of resilient young people, I see the passion and the potential that reminds us all why this work is so essential. I think that the future that we are working towards cannot be achieved by isolated efforts. We need to come together as one, individuals, communities, and nations, to come together as active members of the Global Zero Network and the 3-0 Club. Just as Professor Yunus has shown to us the power of collective impact, we each have the ability to build pathways out of illiteracy, to end child abuse and trafficking, and to fight for gender equality, and to make quality education universal. The Global Zero Network will bring together people from all ages across all continents to address every issue in the SDGs. I've seen how powerful this community can be. For example, our work regarding child abuse and child marriage, or those facing the traumas of abuse, has shown us how one voice can amplify another, creating waves of progress and ripples of change in even the hardest to reach places. Through action, we are turning tragedy into transformation. The 3-0 mission is a call to action, reminding everyone why this vision is so important and that this must extend beyond our own lifetimes, reshaping systems and rewriting the futures for generations to come. Every child saved from exploitation, every country given the right resources, and every individual lifted out of poverty is a step closer towards a truly equitable world. Together as advocates, students, and leaders, we are forming a movement that can transform the world by eliminating carbon emission and breaking down the chains and barriers of inequality. I envision a world where Bangladesh and every nation has the correct resources for sustainability and adaptation, and where no one has to choose between home and opportunities. Let us be the generation that lives out the message of Professor Muhammad Yunus, reversing the brain drain and setting out a new example of what global citizenship truly means. Through the power of zero poverty, zero unemployment, and zero net carbon emissions. Let us make the impossible possible. Thank you.
Zero net carbon emissions. But yes, that was really inspiring. But yeah, I've been following your work for quite some time. It's amazing to hear you every time. But yes, Akon, how many of us been part of this family for 2 years? Can I see hands? 2022, 2023 থেকে কয়টা? 3 Oh, so a lot of us. And how many of us joined this year? That's a lot of us as well. That's amazing. But in this session, I made this panel discussion just so that we know the difference between new club members and old club members and see how the perspectives of youth empowerment has changed over the years. So for this panel, I would want to call up the moderator of the session, Sanjeeva Islam Dipti, who's the co-pilot of 3-0 Club for the past 6 months. And then we also have club members MD Shakawat Hussain, Arima Siddiqui, and Abdul Alaraf. I would want you guys to please come forward and enjoy the session. So please put your hands together for these 3 club members. Oh yes, Ariba?